Alright. So number 8 says Gail paid 36 cents for a candy bar. How is this amount written in standard form? That's our first piece. And what is this number rounded to the nearest tenth? So because we haven't done a whole lot of rounding and we're still working on writing our numbers, I thought I would provide a little bit of assistance on this one. So we have Gail with her 36 cents. So I'm going to box that in. And I have to think about what 36 cents would look like if I changed it to dollars. So if I think about dollars, I'm going to have my dollar sign. I'm going to have my dollar bill area. I don't have any dollar bills, so I'm going to put my decimal point. And I have 36 cents. So the 3 is going to go right behind the decimal and the 6 next to that. So if I think about what are these places, well, they're the same places that we've been talking about since the beginning of school. This is my ones period, or my ones place. This would be my tenths. And this would be my hundredths. If I'm writing too fast, you can pause the video to catch up. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at this first question. It says, how is this amount written in standard form? So remember, standard form is just number form. And so we're going to write this. This is our standard form. So if I were to write this in standard form, you can go ahead and give your dollar sign, and give your 0, your decimal, your 3, and your 6. That is your standard form. The next thing to ask is, what is this number rounded? What is this number rounded to the nearest tenth? So just like we practiced this week, every time they've asked us to round a number, I've asked you to find that place value and circle it. That's why knowing the places without using your notes is very important. Of course, I want you to use your notes if you don't know them, but if you do know them, that's going to be a little bit faster and more efficient for you. So we're rounding to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to go find the digit in the tenths place. And I'm going to think about my number line. I'm going to make a little number line over here to the right of my work. And if I'm thinking about the nearest tenth, I'm going to say, well, this is going to be 0.3 because that's where we're starting. And the very next tenth would be 0.4. So I have to think about what is between. What is between? So if I put a 0 on the end of 30, and I put a 0 on the end of 4 tenths, that makes it 40 hundredths. And so what would be between 30 and 40? Well, between 30 and 40 is 35 hundredths. So this would be 31 hundredths, 32 hundredths, 33 hundredths, 34 hundredths, 35, 36 hundredths, 37 hundredths, 38 hundredths, 39 hundredths. And if we see where 36 hundredths is, we can go ahead and circle that and think about, are we closer to 30 or are we closer to 40? Think about how far away you are. You're 6 away from 30. You're only 4 away from 40. So we are going to round this to the nearest tenth, and that tenth would be 0.4 or 4 tenths. Now the remainder of this packet you're going to do by yourself. When you finish the packet, I'd like you to bring it to me so that I can check over it before you turn it in.